Crazy day. I wish I'd done a video yesterday. I wanted to with silver closing above 26, but I just couldn't. So today I will make up for it. I don't want to spend long on DXY and yields because today was not about the dollar or yields. Yes, the dollar went down. Just remember we did break out of this. So we are retesting, but we closed at low of day. We should go back up and test, this 105 zone, but because we closed at low of day, I wouldn't be surprised if we keep going down. Tomorrow's Thursday, then we've got Friday, we've got news out again. The dollar, it's all about silver. It's all about silver today. Yields were up, but then they came down a lot. So it wasn't the strongest day for yields either. But the dollar is weaker than yields, that's for sure. At least it was today. But overall, they're both in a slight uptrend, but still, that's the good thing about gold and silver at the moment. They're just disassociated from everything. The markets, honestly, you could have a down 1.5% day in the markets and gold can be up, miners can be up 2%. So it's beautiful, it's long overdue. And that's how it's been for the last, I don't even know how long the rally's been, like 2, 3 weeks or something. It seems very short, but a lot has happened and a lot of gains. So let's go straight to gold and silver. Honestly, I'm not in the mood for dollar and yields, don't care. Gold, we've just had a crazy run, right? We're not in an uptrend. We're in a, I don't want to say a squeeze, but we're in a bit of a ripping stage. It's just, thing is, the longer the base, the bigger the move. The base is long. We've definitely broken out, definitely. Here we are at new all-time highs this very second, 2300. Where do we go? I don't know. I'm not going to Fibonacci it. I just feel like pick a number. I quite like 23. I quite like 2500. 3,000 sounds crazy, but we did $300 pretty quickly. I mean, $300 is we were at 2,000 not long ago. We were underneath 2,000, weren't we? That's 15% in gold. Gold is supposed to move not very much at all. 15% in, I don't know, a month and a bit. That's really fast. So could we get to 2,500? Yeah, we could do 2,500 by next week, by Friday. And I don't know. It's moving so fast and it's justified. I mean, we should be above 3,000 a while ago, if you think about it. So gold is just up. Of course, I'm thinking about the drop, but the drop is just such a buying opportunity. I mean, I still think we should have one day where we level off and then you can say, okay, we're going to drop. Of course, today, Thursday, let's say, could be that day where we have a bit of a red day and then, okay, now it looks like it's going to come down. Where's your support? It's here, 2222 is still the support, I think. It could be a little higher now, actually. It could be just this level here. I don't know, 2222, but underneath that, you've got 2200. That should be pretty strong. And then underneath that, it should be very strong, 2150. And then underneath that, 28. Well, you can see the horizontal lines. Those are your support. But what very, very strong support you got here in case I don't see that happening. I think we're just this is the market saying the Fed, we don't care about what you're saying anymore. Gold deserves to be much higher. It's geopolitics, right? Russia's just completely winning on the battlefield. NATO can't do anything. There are escalations, the terrorist attack obviously pissed off the Russians, and now they're going for energy infrastructure. They're just going to gain ground. They're just going to overrun the Ukrainian defenses. So and then you've got Israel attacking the Iranian embassy. That was smart, wasn't it? In Syria, uh, however they want to spin it, that's just an escalation. Iran's obviously going to retaliate. So just escalating. And at some point, someone does something really crazy. So our geopolitics priced in, maybe a bit. Usually gold comes back down again, but this time it's, monetary affairs keeps gold up. Fiscal affairs, you've got the presidential elections, like this is justified from all angles. So it'll be bought on the dip. But anyway, gold up. It wasn't the strongest day for gold. It just sort of went up when silver started to go berserk. It was a bit red at the beginning. So, but gold just, has done so much. It carried all the water the whole way. And silver in the last 2, 3 days has finally started to pop. But today was all about silver. So I'm going to leave gold here. We know gold's just gone up crazy and it's another new all-time high this second. Let's see. No ceiling, pick a number. I like to have a couple of 1 or 2 days maybe, and then you can call the drop maybe. But the drop will be bought. I look forward to the drop. I will buy the drop. I don't care. I'm saving in gold now. All my money from the bank is just going straight to physical. I've made a bit of a philosophical decision. That was a while ago, but I'm a bit more hardcore. Right, silver finally closed above 26 yesterday. Again, I wanted to make a video, but I said it many times, and everyone said 26 is important. I hope they did anyway. It's unbelievably clear. It's not that we went and touched 26 or even popped our head above it. It's the close. It's always about the close. We never did that here. Never. Next stop 27. I've had that line for ages. I've said that many times. We did that today. Actually, we closed above 27. I thought at one point we weren't going to get there, but we ended up closing above it. Now, that's a bit like yesterday. We closed above 26. We went to 27, but we also closed above 27. Do we go to 28? Silver keeps it simple. It's in $1 or 50-cent increments, the way I see it. However, when we hit 28, and we will, I don't know if we do it we could if gold keeps going up, or maybe silver actually is leading the way. Maybe silver decides to go to 28, then gold will probably go, whatever it is, 23, 25, 23, 30 or something. But if silver goes to 28, I don't think we go to 30 after 20. I mean, you need some sort of a back test. I mean, that's just too much. But after 28, I see 30. I don't really see, 28, 50, 29. I'm sure it will have little 5 minutes stopping off there, but I don't really see any resistance until 30. Now, 30 is big resistance because it's clear and you're not allowed to just go through 30 and okay, let's go for 32. You're just not, it's just illegal almost. You'll go to 30, you'll relax, you'll go back down, maybe to 28. Maybe that's when gold comes back down. I don't know, it could even be today. But unlike 26, I don't think 30 will hold a long time. I think you go to 30 or maybe just below, and then you come back down and whatever, a bit of sideways. But once you go back up to 30 again, if you do, and I think you will, I think you go straight to 30. I don't see, because when it's down at 26, it's lost this uptrend, it's sideways, a lot of things are happening here. But now that you're going back up, silver's leading the way, the psychology. And by the way, I've heard it for ages. You guys have all heard it, the silver paper manipulation and all this stuff. I believed it for a long time. It's probably true. But at the end of the day, nothing's happening. But I just feel like maybe we've got a real silver squeeze moment coming because we'll get to the miners, but some of those miners were really squeezing. And it reminded me of the silver squeeze here, the $30. And I was taking part. I was selling First Majestic into that after hours on a Sunday pre-market. I remember I was selling into it, even though I was cheering it all on and hoping it to go up. I was selling into it. And by the way, I trimmed yesterday, I trimmed today, and I trimmed the day before yesterday. Not too much, but I started then. So I sell into the moves. I wanted to hold off as much as possible, but some of these stocks are just worth too much. I'll get to that in a second. I'm still on silver. Well, yeah, that's my take on silver. Let's see. Closed above 27. Let's see if we go to 28. If we close above 28, I see 30 next. But I expect a bit of retracement at 28, a little bit at least. But if we get to 30, definite retracement. But watch out, the retest of 30, you could. I can't believe I'm doing this, but zooming out to see what's after 30. That's well, it's 32.5 probably. I'll do that later. I don't want to go completely don't want to get ahead of myself. Let's go straight to the miners. Silver closed above 27, amazing. Yesterday closed above 26. That was the call. And just before we go to the miners, it was also about SLV. I don't know if it's obvious here. It was obvious yesterday when I was looking at it, but silver, and I think was it after hours, it was above 24. It was like the highest close for sure. Like it was a better close than all of these, unlike silver, where it was sort of closing on a daily basis near 26. SLV was clearly above all of the past sort of moves up here, except for this one here, but it's pretty damn close. And then again, silver closed above 26, so the rest was history. So it was kind of clear to me looking at SLV and silver together that this was different. And obviously we had the confirmation today. All right, miners. First things first, SILJ stole the show, obviously, up pretty much 6%, whilst the GDXJ was 3 and the GDX was 2. it makes sense. But GDXJ, where are we? I'll just follow the usual pattern. So I start off with GDXJ, then GDX, then SILJ. But GDXJ, middle of the range. I don't see any clear resistance here. I mean, yeah, we're near 41, but I don't see 41 resistance. I see 42, just above 42. The horizontal here and the descending, very important. We should take that out because others have. But otherwise, no real resistance, just middle of the range. Not unable to complete the whole move in one go, but look at that. It's a nice move, right? Opening at resistance pretty much, and then closing at a high of day. That's pretty good. So we just need one more day and then we're there. That should be decent resistance there, though. The horizontal and the descending should be pretty a bit strong. So maybe we pause there. Let's look at GDX. That was the weakest one. Those are the silver stocks. Like they've done very well. They're my heaviest holdings, but you know, today was about silver, it's about the little ones, and I love it. But a bit like GDXJ, closed at high of day, closed not really at resistance. I don't see it. Also near a round number, but for me, that's not really resistance. It's got 10% almost to do until the next clear resistance. Asking a lot there, because I don't see they've done a lot. You know, they feel a bit tired. They still deserve to be much higher, and they will go, but this is really tiring just going up vertically. So, but I didn't trim any seniors today. I trimmed some of them yesterday here because of the GDX chart here, but today I didn't. They didn't go up that much. They're tired, and I already trimmed them. So the seniors I didn't really touch. No, I didn't really touch. It was yesterday. Yeah. Okay, let's look at SILJ. SILJ, which broke out of its descending a while ago, by the way. That also probably helped silver. 1, 2, 3, those 3 silver days really helped us go to the next level after taking out this descending. Just look at that. And today, just straight through this resistance. This should have been resistance. This is correct, but doesn't care. Bam. Post market, we're already trading a higher. Next resistance, I've got 11, let's say 40 just below. That's probably 1 or 2% away. We could do that tomorrow. Yeah. As long as silver's green a little bit. So amazing close at high of day. Post market still running. And then we've got this here. So you can see my levels, but Silja is only just broken out, and you know, it's still possible to go a bit higher. It's just about how high silver goes before it retraces, and then it's probably worth trying to nibble out a bit more than you usually do to get the drop. Now, my plan has always been to hold, not always, recently has been to just hold for long term and forget the little nibbles. I'm happy that's been my plan because I would have been selling this here, you know, all the levels that, and instead I've just been holding. But ever since getting sort of here on SILJ, um, and then also recently here, not on SILJ, I haven't actually been watching SILJ, it's more like the GDX and the GDXJ. You know, I'm happy. I would have normally been selling these areas, but instead I've been starting to sell the last 2, 3 days. I'm looking at my log now. Basically April 1, 2, 3. April 1 was very light. 2, there was a bit, and 3 today was the most, especially with the silvers. Let's look at the miners very quickly, all right? The seniors, you know, up 1.5, nothing crazy. They're a bit tired, but also gold wasn't immensely strong today. It was really the silver. They stole the show. So these didn't really touch them. Pan America, it's a senior, but it's a silver, up 7%. Amazing. I sold. Why? Because I sold. When I say sell, I'm talking about 5% max, or over the last 3 days, 10% probably maximum I've sold. Little hits, little like probably 6 or 7 sells. I think Pan America was like 4 or 5 maybe in total, but you know, little sells, little 2%, 2%, 3%, 2%, like that. Sometimes what I do is I just sell what I've made so that I end up with the same money as I did the close yesterday. So you can't, you know, you're invincible. It's like if it goes down, okay, fine. I sold everything I made. I like that. Sometimes that it works out that way also without even thinking. You just sell. But I like to keep certain miners at a certain value maximum, and that's what I'm doing here. I'm seeing a lot of my silver stocks just like curved that then. Jesus, this one it didn't wasn't the strongest one today, but look at this. You know, it was $2 or not too long ago. I remember doing a few videos here at 250. That's like 2, 3 weeks ago. We've pretty much done 100% since then. That wasn't even the low. So this thing is just constantly worth so much. I always have a hard time just selling it, like just relax. And I sold some yesterday and today. I was selling this level here, 449. Also, yesterday, I thought maybe we peaked, maybe we're gonna have a retracement. It's worth a bit too much. I don't want to see that big negative P&L on CDE. So I started to sell yesterday and then today, small amounts, 10%. I think 10%, maybe a little bit more because it was worth so much. But anyway, it's still worth too much right now after all the sales. And I'm going to leave it now because it's cleared all the resistance until this level here, 530, 5 and 530 is probably my next sell. Little to small amounts out, 5 and 530. But you can always cut something in two. So I can always sell until infinity. It's just making sure it's always worth a certain amount, depending how bullish or bearish I am. But I'm still very bullish. So CDE crazy 10%. It did like the same amount yesterday, probably. Pan America is 7%. What else did we get? We had oh yeah, oh my God, First Majestic, absolute monstrosity. 16%, 18, 19% after hours, don't even know. Yeah, 19% right now. Look at this opening above resistance. Bam. Didn't care about my resistance level here at all. I think I trimmed also at 7. Just trimming small amounts. I refrained from selling here all the way here. Even no, I sold 640, 645 or something. I'm pretty sure I did yesterday. Yes. I said no, that's too much. It's worth too much already. But when you zoom out, and I remember this is the period here where I remember the silver squeeze here. I sold this. I sold this here before the candle appeared. This was was it Sunday night? Sunday night or something, pre-market. It's up like 30%, if I remember. I was selling into this. Um, but wait, what's my point? My point is I know that it can get back up there. It belongs there. So this 18%, although I get excited because it's worth too much and I should sell, and I like to sell, take profit, but I know that there's another reason to chase this, that you can make an argument, no, buy this, because in 4 months it's justified at 20. In fact, at $30 silver, it's probably justified at 20. So I don't want to sell too much. I know this, but it's a risk reward thing. I can't have too much in one stock just because those drawdowns, those days where it drops, it's just I could buy back instead. And that's what I intend to do. My plan is not, I don't need to buy back what I've sold. But if we have a big drop, like, First Majestic is down 8%, I will be buying back. I think it's different this time. Famous last words, but I think gold is clearly breaking out and signaling some massive macro geopolitical permanent state of affairs that's different now than prior times. Silver's destined to catch up, and it's just started. And presidential election year, we've got fiscal policies that are wild and just unsustainable. Monetary policies globally are just terminally ill. War everywhere. What do you want me to buy? Nvidia? So I'm trimming, but I'm ready to buy back. There you go. I've made my bed and I will sleep in it. First Majestic, beautiful. What else? We had EXK, which has just been vertical for a while, all the way up back to resistance. Trim that. You can see why on the horizontal. Mag Silver, my most hated stock. I sold a little bit the day before here, 11.19, right? Because it was horizontal because the descending here, which has lasted a long time. Boom, doesn't care, keeps going because silver's going wild. Sold again today, 12. So I think it was 12.19 or no, it was like 12, 11.99 or whatever it was. Basically $12 hit here. I still got more. I think sorry, I think my average is pretty bad, and this one's like 13.50 or something. So I will make sure that if I do sell overall, I'm above 13.50. This one I just wanted to be out of a while ago, but I'll end up selling in the money. Everything. And this is my worst stock by far. EXK is already back in the money, so I'll make money on every single stock for sure. But some of them are making a tremendous amount. Um, SSRM didn't really move. It's just doing its own thing. That one, honestly, when gold starts to retrace, you probably have SSRM start to break out, whilst everything else is red. I can imagine that everything else is red and SSRM is just up 4% or something. Now, it did have a weak day, but it actually ended with a nice hammer at high of day, so that actually looks okay. Um, Despite how weak it was throughout the day. But yeah, EXK, Mag Silver, Fortuna, another one I have. Look at that, up 14%, right to the next resistance. Did I sell it? Yes, I did. Tiny trim, even though we've taken out all this part here, which probably represents $26 silver. So very strong. And that's what I'm happy about my silver stocks. Heckler's the one that I don't have that I always wanted for the same reasons I like Fortuna, EXK, Coeur d'Alene, First Majestic. They go up crazy when silver's up. And they even beat some of these juniors, these juniors that haven't moved for years, or Calamar Mining, or it doesn't even matter. Where are these silver stocks, silver juniors? Southern Silver. I don't care. Look where you are. That's one or two good days, but okay, this one did quite well. But what's the real bid ask liquidity? I don't do the okay, they've had a good day. Honestly, they've had a pretty good move. But still, I'm not interested in the juniors anymore. Probably get decimated for months just owning them, and then it's probably what they deserve it. Whoever's in this deserves it, but that's not what I do anymore. Oh, look at this one. Article. Aftermath. But still, look, it's still in the doldrums, isn't it? And that's after up 30% in one day. So the point is, these silver stocks, they follow the miners very well and they outperform. That's why I own them. They're liquid and they're not potentially going bankrupt the next day and all that. So they've done their job. First Majestic, Fortuna, Coeur d'Alene, um, Discovery Silver, another one. My goodness me. Another one up 14% or something crazy. Why not? Yeah. Fortuna Discovery, First Majestic, Cardano, just amazing. And look, I mentioned this one too in the last portfolio update. I said, watch out, we're having this tight move. If we start to have one or two up moves, we close above the descending, we're going to squeeze. That's exactly what happened. Look at this. Bam, one, next day up, next day up. And here we are at 70 cents, coming off from 40 and really 50 in 3 days. And now is when it starts. You start to close above 70 tomorrow, easy. In fact, almost guaranteed. That's it. You go to one. You go to one like a magnet. And that's another 40%, by the way. Discovery's worth way too much for my portfolio. This is a junior. Remember I said it's the only junior I own. I just have some faith in it. Well, it's definitely delivered the goods. And now it's worth almost as much as Pan American Silver. So I need to trim this too, even though I think it's going straight to one because it's just worth too much. But I might leave it one extra day to make a crazy return. So anyway, I don't want to go, I don't want to spend too long because you guys need to sleep and maybe watch other videos or something. But amazing day. Silver miners, incredible. Finally doing what I always wanted them to do. But I am trimming at levels of Discovery. Did I sell it? I think I tried to sell it today. Yeah, I sold it at 64, actually 65, sorry, 65. I sold it very lightly. And then I wanted to sell it at 69.89, but it didn't get there. It closed at 69.50, I believe. And now I removed my sell because I think if it does go to 69.89, well, it's going to go straight through 70. So I'm not sure where I'm going to place my sell. It might do it 75, or I might go straight for the 80, 86.89, 86.99, something like that. So just so much money. My account is really good. And that's also why I want to sell. Some of these miners are worth too much, but my account is really, really high. It might be a new all-time high, and we're nowhere near the highs on anything. I just like to have sidelines in case it drops. I want to buy back because I believe this is the move, and it's just begun. So we're not going to flush down and go all the way down. A market crash, I don't see it happening. And if it does, I welcome it because if it does take down the miners, great, because gold and silver are definitely gold is not going to start going back down below 2000 and staying below 2000. That's a permanent shift in the way gold is now. So anyway, let me know how you guys how it went for you. You must have all made a decent amount of money, and I just think we really deserve it because the last couple of months it's just been the tech stocks, the Nvidias, the Bitcoins made their money, and it's just annoying being in the one sector which should have gone up the most according to us and hasn't. And now finally it's all happening, and it's such a long way up. I mean, look at Discovery. Just look at that. It belongs at $2. I mean, you could just retire off this one alone. SSRM, right? You could retire off this one. Hasn't even started the move. Pan American Silver. I mean, my goodness me, this belongs all the way up there. So that's why I trim very, very lightly. I know that eventually, in 2 years, maybe in 8 months, it's there. So these light cells, trust me, they're light. All in, like if you sum them all up, it's maximum 10%. And that's just here. Now I'm free to let it ride for a while. So by the way, SPSW is also looking like it wants to break out. It's worth a lot. Okay, obviously the portfolio update video I'm going to do this weekend is going to be just delicious. I'll do all of them in one go. I'm not going to split it up. It's just too exciting to split it up into 2 videos. Okay, please like, share, subscribe, comment, all that stuff, and let me know how it went for you and what you think is going to happen next, etc. Otherwise, good luck tomorrow.